Welcome to ADM, your automated decision manager. Go to partner.admortgage.com to access the broker portal login. Here you can submit your loans to A&E Mortgage. When onboarding, you will receive your broker ID, which is a unique ID for your company. You will insert that information here along with your username and password. When you have logged in, you're going to see the dashboard. At the top of the screen, you can see that there is All Loans, My Loans, and Recent Loans. All loans are all the loans of the company, and the My Loans are the files where you are assigned as the loan originator. If you are the processor, you may also be assigned a file, and you can see the loans under the My Loans filter. If no one is assigned to the file, or if you are the user and you are not a part of this loan, you will never see the file under My Loans, so you have to go to the specific file and assign yourself to it. At the top of the screen, there is a filter option. These filters allow you to see the loans in the different stages along the loan process. So started is when the file hasn't been submitted to the lender yet. The requested is when the file has been submitted and is in line to be disclosed and the loan will be issued. Submitted under underwriting means the file has been moved to underwriting. Approved is when underwriter approves the file with conditions. Clear to close means the files have been cleared. The doc sent is when closing package has been sent already, and of course funded is when the loan has been funded. Then finally we have locked loans in case you want to track the loan's expirations. On the left side there is a menu dashboard, the My Conditions, amortization calculator, and the change password. The My Conditions screen is where you can see all the conditions and you can see whether something was already received by underwriting or what may be missing. You can also filter by the loan. Here you will be able to see all the loans you have in the system and their outstanding conditions. Every user can work with the conditions within the file, but you also have ability to see all of them in the same place. When you click on Edit, there is an option to upload the file right to this condition, so just pick the file, upload the document, and it will be attached at the bottom. You may attach several documents. You can click Review Files Attached at the bottom or click back for the conditions list. Here is the Administration tab. This tab allows you to manage the company information and its users. The first step is to make sure that all the information is correct, like the address, phone number, NMLS ID, and state licenses. If something has to be edited or you need to add the license, just click Add License, pick the state, and if you have two types of licenses, you can click both. Also, you can select either its state license or federal license and then enter the number. We do not require any exception type or appraisal type. Then you have the approved date and expiration date. The second setting you have is the credit information. We have a list of credits integrated where you just pick your agency. Here select the agency and you can click Add to Preferred List or be removed from the preferred list. If you pick the factual data, you can see at the bottom some more information on it. Some agencies require the branch number and account number. If you have an agency that requires certain fields, you must complete this information. The last step is credentials. If you work for a small company and you want to use just one set of credentials for everyone, you can do it right here with username and password. However, if you have another set of credentials for underwriting submission, you must enter them below. For a U.S. submission, you have to add the second set of credentials. If it's for Fannie or Freddie loans, you don't have to do this, you may keep it blank. It will be at the company level. If you want every user to have separate credentials, then you can keep it blank and just manage it under the user profile. When you finish with all these changes, you just click Save Changes. On the User Administration dashboard, you can add, deactivate, or edit user information. To add a user, just click Add New User and complete the information. Then the system will automatically create the username and password. At the top, you may see the three types of categories: admin, processor, and broker loan originator. The admin is the person who has access to the administration tab to manage the company user information. You can assign the user accordingly. You can be just only one type of user. However, if the user is going to be an originator on one type of loan and then the processor in another loan, they have to be in the separate categories to be able to see all the loans. If you need to edit the information and deactivate the user, just go back to our user and uncheck active and then save. The user will just be deactivated, not deleted. You can also add bureau credentials, just enter your username and password. These set of credentials are used for agency and house submission. For license, enter your license for each state license. Let's go back to the dashboard and show you how to upload a loan. Here you can click Create Loan to create it from scratch, or you have option to import loan with 3.4. Just select your 3.4 file by dragging and dropping, or select File and click Import File. Once you are inside the loan, on the right side you will see some basic loan information. Here is also the Submit to the AD button, which is not valid until you complete all the required information. On the left side you can see the loan menu. By default there will be an application page first. At the top you can see the loan information. Then it's going to be the property and purpose information, where you have to complete all the red required fields, and the borrower information. Page 2 is the employment and income section. In the employment section, you are going to see where you can insert your primary employment. Click Add if you want to add a previous position at your current employment. Here you have monthly income and combined housing information. Here you can add trust income, expenses, dividends, and similar expenses. To start adding expense, click Add, select what type of this income is, enter the amount, and then click OK. And then you're going to have the additional source of income. All the employment income will be modified right in this section. Either you have the borrower or if you have the co-borrower, you are going to have the section of the total income for both. On the right side of it, you will see the monthly housing expenses. All these fees will come up from your 3.4 or it has to be completed. It is also going to be highlighted with the red sign where it's supposed to be completed. The house insurance, real estate taxes, mortgage insurance should be completed here on the feed worksheet. The next page is Assets. To add the assets, you just click Add. You can select the type of the asset. It could be cash, deposit, checking, savings, and so on. You just select the type, put the name and the account number and some other details which are available and the balance, and then just click OK to save the information. You are going to see the list of all the assets. One more note, if it is a conventional file and as it is supposed to be included in the you have to click Send to automated underwriting. Otherwise it will be excluded and required an additional funds. The liability section can be updated if the credit report has been run. It can also be added and modified manually. Click Add and select the type of liability and complete information. The Real Estate Owned tab is the asset. You need to add the property asset here as well as the mortgage information. For example, if we add the real estate mortgage, we need to enter the balance. So let's say we have the mortgage information and 2 or any issues. We're just going to put the account ID. All right? So also we're going to add the real estate property. We may say that this is retained single family, and let's say it's an investment. Also, we can put some information of the expenses. Let us use the example of a retained single-family investment. Here we can also add information on the expenses. For example, we have to connect real estate asset with a liability. In order to do so, you can either highlight liability or highlight the asset, and then you will see the option to attach it to liability or attach the asset. Click Edit, and then you can select OK. This is our mortgage. We are going to assign it to this mortgage information, and it will automatically update mortgage payment within this property, whether it's an investment or rental with rental income. Here you can enter the net rental income, amount gross, rental income in order to get the net rental income. Alright. So that's the required to be attached to each other towards any issues further. And just in case I will show you. So you highlight the liability and there is an option Edit View. So just click and you can see that this is attached to this property already. On page 4, you can view your details on transactions. All the deposits or credits you have will show up here. You can see here your cash to close and declaration. Here you are required to answer. Here is the pricing screen. At the top you can see by default we have conventional 30-year fixed non-IO. This is the default. You can always change it to whatever scenario you require, conventional or FHA. Then you need to make sure you have all the required information completed. You are going to need the loan type, the Fico to run the credit. Move on to the next step, and if you already did this, it will automatically populate the Fico confirmation and documentation. The documentation type is the product you're looking for. The first one you can see are government loans. It's a jumbo conventional FHA. We have a different type of non-QM loans in the light docs. Let's do the conventional. When you complete this information, we are going to change the LTV to make this file eligible to 70%. Products and pricing are the next step. Now we can see that we have a conventional 30-year fixed valid. If you do not see the product you are looking for, it might be invalid for some reason. You can go back to your loan information and there is an option that shows invalid product line. You can click on it and go to the products and pricing. Here are reasons why the product is invalid. If you click on the product name, you can see the reason why it's invalid. So like in this case, value must be more than over the $600,000 and we have to low amount, so it's not eligible, and you can do with each of them. So if we satisfied with the product which is valid, we just click apply and we go to the compensation part. So you can either select borrower paid and you have to put the percentage amount, or you can select the lender paid. So the lender paid is presetted by default in your account, and if you need to change the lender per competition, it could be changed only quarterly and only by request. In order to do the request, you have to go to the website support. Go to our website, admortgage.com, and click on Documents and Forms. Under Documents and Forms, the Reason option, Become Approved Brokers. Here you have the ability request a compensation change. This is the form that has to be completed to change the composition percentage. The next step will be to select the pricing. Select commitment. Here you may select 30, 45 or even 16. It is better to choose 30 or 45 instead of 15. Then you can see that in the Power Lender page is where the pricing is located. Click Select in order to choose the rate you want. And then click Apply. The positive numbers is our credit. The positive numbers is the discount and the negative is the credit. Let's select the 3.5 for this example. Once applied, click on Rate Lock where we can see the total adjustment plus the compensation and the final price. 3.5%. As soon as file has to be locked, you always can go back to the screen even after the submission. Lock the loan, you just go back in this section and click Lock Loan and submit it. The system will send lock information to you and to the lock desk. As soon as you get locked information, loan is locked. But you always can go back here and see the price, lock information right on the screen with all the details, information about the compensation adjustment, price details, and some basic information. At the top or right screen you can see locked expiration. Let us proceed to the Credit Report tab. Here you can already see the credit agency that has been set up under the administration under company level. For this example, I'm going to click Universal. I can either order the credit or reissue the credit. Here you can select Reissue the credit and enter the reference number. Click Order Credit if you want to order the credit right away. Click and Order Credit System. This will take a couple of minutes to process the request. Make sure to always select all 3 credit repositories requests. When it's ready, click View Credit and you just can highlight the credit and view credit to see the response. If there are any errors, just review the error messages and return to correct them. If it is credentials, just verify your credentials. Click on the Administration tab and update the password or login information. The next step will be the AUS access. These are the final steps if you are doing conventional or FHA loans. Make sure that you have your provider selected and then reissue. Update the credit for the first submission. Always make sure that you have the correct reference number. Use existing credit cannot be used with the first submission as it means Fannie Mae already has this credit, and we can ignore doing resubmission. For the first submission you have to provide the credit. You have the ability to select both the DU and LPA, or you can access only one LPA. In order to request the DU findings, you need to click the option where you want to do DU, LPA, or both and click Access AUS. This will take a couple of minutes, and then at the top you can see the status of LPA and DU user request. Once loaded, we can see that boys DU and LPA are successfully completed, and we can see the finding by clicking View Findings to review both of them. Click on Fees Worksheets tab to view the compensation is automatically updated from the pricing screen. It's going to be the lender pay, the borrower paid based on what was selected. If there are any discounts or credits, it's going to be displayed here. You may also add some extra fees like processing fees or credit report fees. You just go to sections which is A, B, C, or the processing fee located in section A. Here you can put the amount. You just enter the amount and click Add. If you need to update this information, just click on the amount and changes here. There is a third-party processing fee that you can enter and the credit report fee, so you can pick the credit report fee and click Add. Only if those fees are missed in the fees worksheet. AD may disclose the file without those fees, so please make sure to add them before you submit the file. In the title section, you can update it manually. If title section is blank, by default use the company and provide estimates based on the company, and then it can be updated after the disclosure, and it works the same way. You just pick the title information. Here you can pick the lender title insurance, and you put the amount, then click Add. You can insert the company name of the title name, or you can click on the question sign and complete all the information right away. Now we are going to the Documents section. Here is where you can upload the documents. Some generated documents may already be displayed here. If not, you can pick from the list and upload the document based on the document type. To do so, you just pick the type. For example, let's do borrower identification. Click Select the file, and then you click Upload. Then you can see it in the list of the documents. Double-click to open and see the itinerary itself. The next screen is the loan contacts. This is the screen that you may use to reassign loan to a different loan originator and also assign the processor. If you want to have the processor on the file, you can go to the Broker Processor category and pick the processor's name. If you have to reassign the loan officer, you can pick the loan officer from the list and select the appropriate one, then click OK. Here you can manage who is the loan officer or the processor on the file. If you highlight the AD mortgage, you can see our team, the processor's name, the closer, and so on. And under the account executive, you're going to see the account executive name information, phone number, and email address. The last section is loan comments. In addition to the loan contacts, you have ability to add a company. This is the place where you can add the real estate agency information, buyer's agency, listing agency, the settlement agency, title insurance company, attorney company, and so on. If you have the title insurance company, select this category and pick from the list the company, the title company. If company doesn't exist here, you have ability to add the company. But before you manually add the name, you may use the filter to make sure we don't have them already listed. For example, just type the keywords of the name of the full name and click Filter. Here you can see all the companies that contain that exact keyword. If it doesn't exist, you have ability to click a company and create a new one. Just make sure you complete all the information. You can do it only once. Then it will be saved for the future and just click OK. Then we have the loan comments. If you have any comments and requests, you always can come to this screen. You can pick the reason of the comment. It's either related to the documents, the cancellation of the loan underwriting decision, lock pricing, or just general loan information. You can put the content and add the comment. Here AD Mortgage can see who made the comment. What was the reason, the time, the department, who's going to receive the file, and then they can review and get back to you too as soon as possible. When the file is ready because you uploaded all the necessary documentation, you did the OUS, if it's for conventional, complete the fees and credit report, then you can complete the application. You have to submit to AD Mortgage. When you click Submit, you will receive a thank you message. Then you know the loan has been successfully submitted. If you receive the hard stop, it's going to identify what exactly has been missing. It is either a valid product or some field, probably blank. Once the file is successfully submitted, you can see it by the state and status that was changed to loan setup. It is automatically sent to the disclosure pipeline and scheduled for the disclosure package. After the submission, we're going to exit the file, and now we can see this file under the requested filter as it's already in the disclosure pipeline. When file is approved and conditions issued, it disappears from this pipeline and it's already approved. You may go back to this file. It is going to be under approved status. You're going to see the new screen says Conditions Document Upload. That's the screen where you can see the conditions. At the top, you can see the conditions assigned to the broker, and at the bottom, internal conditions that the lender is responsible for. To clear the conditions, click Edit, and you can upload the document and close the screens one by one. At the top, you can filter by unapproved conditions, approved conditions, or just see the old conditions. If you leave the file, you can go back to My Conditions screen instead of within the file. Here we can find our file and see all this open conditions.